All right, we're back for the National Basketball Association here on Friday, January 10th. We've got 10 games in the NBA today, of course, headlined by the Indiana Pacers, who are, we're just back. The Pacers are back now. I've been trying to say it. The Pacers are going to be back this year, and look at them now. 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. Is it 6 now? Is it 6 or is it 5? It's 7 now. Oh, the Heat. Okay, the Heat got one. I forgot the Heat beat the Jazz last night. It's fine. 7th seed. The Pacers are back. We're going to be predicting all 7 games today here in the National Basketball Association. And folks, if you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. Again, earlier today, we posted our college basketball best bets, our 5 best bets for college basketball here on Friday. Now, if you want 10 best bets for college basketball on Saturday, all you gotta do is like that video. 100 likes on our college basketball best bets video for today. We'll give you 10 best bets tomorrow for Saturday's college basketball slate. Again, 100 likes, and we will do that for you tomorrow. Also on the channel, we post our NFL wildcard round predictions for Saturday, so make sure, or Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I guess, so make sure to check that video out. Link is in the description down below, along with our UFC predictions. Amanda Ribas and Mackenzie Dern, their rematch is in the UFC Apex this Saturday. So make sure to check out that video. There's 14 fights on that card. That video is linked in the description down below. Also, our college football predictions. Hey, we picked Notre Dame right yesterday. They closed as underdogs. We cash. We've got the Cotton Bowl picked for tonight as well. Texas, Ohio State. Make sure to click the link in the description down below for that pick as well. Okay, let's get on to the first of our 7 NBA predictions for today. And you knew it was coming. I mean, you knew it was coming. My guy Tyrese Halliburton's back. Tyrese is so back. The Pacers win this game, and they do it fairly easily. All right, Indiana's blowing out Golden State. Okay, hear me out, guys. The Warriors won one yesterday. They got it. But that's the only one of the doubleheader they get. I thought, okay, now we were wrong. We were wrong. I thought Detroit was going to get them last night. And by the way, how the Warriors turn around from looking absolutely awful against the Miami Heat to somehow beating a red-hot Detroit Pistons team on the road in Michigan is beyond me. It doesn't make sense, but sometimes the NBA just doesn't make sense in general. So, hear me out. They're not winning the second half of the back-to-back. I thought, again, they were going to drop the Pistons game and then give it a go for the Pacers game, but ultimately I thought the Pacers were going to get them regardless. Anyways, Indiana's still going to get them. They won the first one. They're not winning back-to-back. This Warriors team is not winning back-to-back games against the Pacers team that is red hot right now. Yes, the Warriors are running into back-to-back really good teams right now. Indiana, 20-18. 4-game winning streak. They won 5 of 6, including their victory on the road in Boston against the Celtics. Yeah, the Pacers have figured it out. All right? Indiana has completely figured it out right now. Tyrese Halliburton is actually playing like an all-star again. It's great. It's unbelievable what happens when Tyrese actually starts taking more shots and the Pacers actually start playing like the Pacers last year when they were going through the in-season tournament. I mean, I was at the Pacers Celtics game last year in the in-season tournament. Electric. I mean, the vibes were immaculate in that building. It was great. The city of Indianapolis was rocking that night. Regardless, Indiana should be able to blow out Golden State. And Golden State is dealing with some injuries. Tyrese Halliburton is questionable for this game. I have no doubt in my mind he's not going to play. He's going to play this game. That's what I'm going for there. The Warriors are very injured still. Obviously, Kuminga's out for the foreseeable future. But Moses Moody didn't play yesterday. I don't know if he's going to play today. Andrew Wiggins, personal issues, not playing. Brendan Podziemski did not play yesterday. I would imagine he's not going to play today either. So it's just all these guys are out for the Warriors. Indiana's been playing really good basketball right now. Pascal Siakam's elite, obviously. And Tyrese Halliburton, when he's playing at his best, again, Tyrese Halliburton is this generation's Chris Paul. I will continue to say that. And I think, again, if Tyrese plays to his max potential, I don't know if he's going to be better than Chris Paul, but again, I really feel like he can kind of follow that same success that Chris Paul had at one point with New Orleans, but at the same time, Tyrese has more help than Chris Paul had in New Orleans. So that's ultimately why I think Tyrese Halliburton can make a huge impact in this league if he continues playing, all-star level ball, which I think he's starting to get back to. So I like Indiana a lot. If you've been watching the videos daily, you know I'm a big Indiana Pacers guy. I'm a big Tyrese Halliburton guy. He's maybe my favorite player in the league. Excuse me. But I like Indiana a lot in this spot. They're at home. I think they do cover the 7.5 points because I feel like, again, the Warriors are just going to be out of steam. They went down to the wire to beat the Pistons yesterday. They're kind of out of gas for this one. Indiana should just be able to roll them. The Pacers haven't played in a couple days. So I think Indiana really just runs right through them. Give me Indiana, guys. The Pacers, 21-18. We're back. Top 4 seed loading? I don't know. They're only 1.5 games back of the number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm just saying. They had a horrible start, but look at them now. Let's move on to our next game here. We go to Orlando, Florida for the Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks. Give me Milwaukee here. The Bucks were really impressive in the Spurs game. I'll give them credit. I didn't pick them to win that game, but they looked really good in doing so, right? When Giannis and Dame are at their best, they are so difficult to stop. And it's annoying when you pick against them and they are having one of those nights where Dame feels like he's hitting every shot given to him, and Giannis is grabbing every rebound, and Giannis is effectively finishing at the hoop. He is driving, he is attacking, and no one can get in his way, and if you do, you foul and get him to the line. It's rough when you do pick against this team, and then, Brook Lopez hits his deep, shoulder three. It's rough. When the Bucks are on, they're good. They are really good. They moved Chris Middleton to the bench. It is what it is. I don't honestly think it's fine. I really think it is. You got Andre Jackson, Taurean Prince, and then Brook Lopez as well, alongside obviously Dame and Giannis. Both those guys are questionable for today. I'd expect both of them to play. Obviously, Orlando, I think, right? Paolo's back now, right? He's got to be. I believe Paolo's back. Did not play yesterday. The latest report we saw on Paolo Banchero is that he's got to play one of the two. I believe he's going to play the second half of the back-to-back. He was ruled out for the game against the Timberwolves. That's what we expected. I assume he's back. Jalen Suggs is out, I believe, for a while, which sucks. But Banchero should be back. Now, unfortunately, Paolo Banchero himself is not going to be able to carry the Magic to a victory in this game, especially Paolo Banchero just coming back off of injury. So, again, how much does Banchero play, and how well does he play? Again, I wouldn't expect Banchero to play that well to the point where he's able to overcome this Bucks team with Dame, with Giannis, and all of these injuries the Magic are suffering right now. Because, yes, Jalen Suggs is their third best guy. So as soon as you get Paolo back, Jalen Suggs is out now too. So you get your number one back, but number two's out in Franz Wagner, and your third best player as well is out in Jalen Suggs. This is super difficult for the Orlando Magic, man. Give them props. Their bench is putting them where they're at, but they just lost yesterday. Goga Bitadze led their team points at 15. My goodness. They're struggling with the injuries, but they're trying. I'll give them credit. Like, most teams would not be where they're at right now. The Magic are still 5 games over 500 and the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, even with the injuries. But ultimately, is this all sustainable right now? No. And yes, Banchero comes back, but now Jalen Suggs is out too. It just sucks, man. It really sucks for Orlando. Give me the Bucks to win this basketball game and cover the 5.5 points as well. Next up, we go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We've got the New Orleans Pelicans going on the road to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. So I guess the biggest news right now coming out of Philadelphia is Jared McCain's out for the year. Sucks. I thought McCain would be back like in 2 or 3 months, which I know would be at the end of the year, but still, Jared McCain with the torn meniscus is out for the rest of the season. Really, it sucks. Again, we knew he was not going to win Rookie of the Year no more, but it's brutal that a player of his caliber is going to have to miss the rest of his rookie season. It's unfortunate, but Philly's going to have to find ways to win down the stretch without him, obviously. I think he was their 3rd best player this year. Yes, better than Paul George, but Philly's going to have to find a way to beat the Pelicans in this game with all the injuries they have. We're talking about KJ Martin, who's out for the foreseeable future. Joel Embiid is still out. Paul George will play, he's probable. And then Kyle Lowry's out, and Andre Drummond's out as well. Guys, this Sixers team can just not stay healthy. Tyrese Maxey's always playing, but the rest of this team cannot stay healthy and cannot stay on the court. For the Pels, a 7-31 basketball team this year. Brandon Ingram out, Trey Murphy out. DeJounte Murray questionable. We'll see if he gives it a go. They'll have McCollum still. Zion is back, which is great. Yves Missy, the Baylor Bear, might be on his way to win Rookie of the Year. Don't know. Yeah, this is just brutal, though. It's an injury game. Guys, personally, I'd stay away. 4.5 points. I'll take Philadelphia. I think Tyrese Maxey and Paul George are able to put it on New Orleans because the Pelicans are just that bad. But I'd stay away. Too many random variables. But if you force me for a pick, I think Philly's got the not as well, they have a lot of injuries, but the injuries aren't as crucial to their team because they do have more playmakers on their squad. And on top of that, the game is in Philadelphia as well. And also, yeah, the Pelicans have 7 wins. Not picking the team that's 7-31. Instead, give me the 15-20 Philadelphia 76ers, which, if some things go their way today, they could find themselves back in the play-in. We'll get to that in a little bit. I don't think it's going to go their way today because we'll see who the Bulls are playing. Anyways, the Sacramento Kings go to Boston to take on the Boston Celtics. Give me Boston minus 10.5. Sacramento's look good. They have, right? Doug Christie's got this team 5 straight victories after going on that huge losing streak. They beat the Mavs, they beat the Sixers, they beat the Grizzlies, they beat the Warriors, and they beat the Heat in double overtime. Ever since I called for the Kings to completely blow it up and I started looking for trade destinations for De'Aaron Fox and DeMontis Sabonis, this damn team started winning basketball games. Here's the thing, guys. They're going to get to the point. It's going to be like D'Angelo Russell last year. They're going to get to the point where, oh, okay, we're decent enough. Maybe we can make a push for the playoffs. They end up as maybe the 10 seed, the 9 seed. They go nowhere in the plan, and they didn't blow it up. So now they're just stuck with all these guys and didn't get any compensation for them. That's how the Kings are going to screw themselves out of it this year, which honestly, I'm just going to stand by and watch. Good for them, and I'm gonna laugh. It's okay. It's fine. They're gonna get blown out in Boston. This 5-game winning streak is great. Ultimately, look at the teams they're beating. Dallas without Luka and Kyrie. Philly, who's always a mess. Memphis, okay, I'll give them that. That was a good victory. But that was Memphis on the second half of back-to-back. Warriors, mess. Heat, mess. Don't care. Heat blew a crazy lead. And again, I will give credit to DeRozan in that game. DeMontis Sabonis played a really good game. I'll give credit to where credit is due, but now you got to go on the road to play the Celtics. You start this long road trip, actually not that long of a road trip. You get Boston, Chicago, Milwaukee. Still, though, I don't trust the Kings to do literally anything right now. Even with this 5-game winning streak, I feel like it's got to come to an end eventually, and obviously they're playing one of the best teams in the NBA, a Celtics team that's absolutely loaded, a Celtics team that's going to take 1 million three-pointers a game, and if they're successful, unlike the Celtics game, or unlike the Thunder game, they're pretty damn good. Give me Boston in this game to completely blow out the Sacramento Kings. When this team's at its best and when they are in Boston, guys, the last time they played in Boston, it was 2024, December 31st, and they beat the Toronto Raptors 125-71. Okay? Sacramento's got to go cross-country for this basketball game. Sure, they've been playing some good ball in Sacramento. They've been lighting the beam in the Golden One Center. That's great. But now you got to go to Boston to take on the Celtics. Yeah, that's kind of brutal. That's kind of brutal. Give me the Celtics at home. They're just the better basketball team. They'll cover the 10.5 points as well. Next up, we go to the game of the day, right? And it's not just the game of the day because the best player in the NBA is playing, but the best team in the... Okay, I can't call them the best team right now. They lost to the Cavs. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts the soul. You know how badly right now I want to say, oh, the best team in the NBA and the Thunder. I can't. Guys, they're going to go 74-8 now. I was saying, 75-7, that's got a cool ring. Now, they don't beat the Warriors by 1 game, they beat them by 2. Nah, guys, I'm sorry. They're gonna have to go 74-8. Oh, ow. They're just gonna have to win the title. Shea's gonna win the MVP, and they're gonna only break the wins record by 1 game. They're losing 2 more games the rest of the year. In Atlanta, they'll lose because the Hawks are good sometimes, especially at home, and they'll lose in Boston later in the year. They're 74-8. That's what OKC is this year. They're not losing any other game. And yes, that includes New York right now. They're not losing in New York. They're not losing to a Knicks team that has no depth. Well, they do have depth, but Thibodeau doesn't decide to use that. They're not playing, and also Cat might not play today, which is a huge loss, right? They're not losing to the 6-man, 7-man rotation New York Knicks. Miles McBride is out for this game likely, so yes, the literal 7-man rotation New York Knicks. They're not losing to this team. Guys, if the Thunder do not get into foul trouble like they did in Cleveland, this team is very good. If Isaiah Hartenstein and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can stay on the court the entire game and Jalen Williams for at least the minutes they need to play in their rotation, oh man, this is such a difficult team to beat. They just are. They're just that good. I am a fan of everything Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does in the basketball court. He's that good. He's that much of a difference maker on the court. He just is. He's that good of a player. Again, don't make me read off his stats. 31.5 and 6 a game. On the best team, second best record in the NBA. I was gonna come on today after they beat the Cavs the other night. I was gonna say the undisputed best record in the NBA because they wanted the tiebreaker over Cleveland. Would have looked a lot better. Unfortunately, not there right now. It's fine. It's fine. I wanted to really, put emphasis on best team in the NBA. Kills me. Anyways, we're still taking the Thunder. We're taking the Thunder to go on the road and beat New York. Again, I think the lack of depth and Thibodeau playing these guys 38 minutes a night is going to really come back and bite them in the ass, and especially in a game like this, because here's the thing. The Knicks are going to realize, it's a big basketball game. They lost 3 in a row prior to beating the Raptors. They're going to say, you know what? We need to win a big one. And OKC's coming to town. We need to win a big game, right? On a Friday night, this is a big game for us. on NBA TV. What a network. Just like, do we not have, I don't know, like just market your game better, please. Please. Adam Silver, market your game better. Anyways, they're going to feel like, oh, we got to win this one. OKC comes to town, smacks them. Right? But again, with New York under that mindset, they're going to play all their guys a million minutes a night. I think OKC runs right through them. I think the defense that OKC plays is spectacular. Yes, it wasn't on full display against Cleveland, but that was just okay. OKC's offense is going to keep up as well. Yes, they got some crucial steals at the end of that basketball game. Ultimately, it wasn't enough. But still, I like what OKC does on the defensive side of the ball. And I think, again, what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander presents for this offense, what Jalen Williams can do with the shooting, with, again, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, these guys who, again, Cason Wallace, all these guys have shots, and all these guys can score when needed. And obviously, Isaiah Hartenstein as well with that really nice floater that he throws up as well. I like the Thunder a lot in this spot. -3.5, I'll take it. I think OKC's the better basketball team, and I think they go on the road to the Garden and take down the New York Knicks, who might just be solely dependent on Bridges and Brunson, with potentially Karl-Anthony Towns out for this game and not playing. So give me the OKC Thunder on the road to beat the New York Knicks. Next up, we move on to Chicago, Illinois. Now, I was mentioning earlier, if everything goes the Sixers' way tonight, then potentially Philadelphia could find themselves currently in the play-in at the number 10 seed, because if they win, the Bulls lose, then yes, Philadelphia somehow is back in the play-in. You know, obviously, we're not even halfway through the... Are we halfway through the year? We're not yet. But, you know, almost halfway through the year, then Philadelphia could find themselves back at that. I don't think it's going to happen because obviously the Bulls are hosting the Wizards. I actually think they cover here. I'm going to take Chicago -11.5. I know they were really bad in the Pacers game the other night. It is what it is. Indiana's hot right now. I'm not going to really hold that against Chicago. And that's the thing with Chicago. Again, they're going to give up a million points tonight. They don't really play defense, but they're going to score too. But obviously Indiana does. They've been doing this for the last couple of years compared to the Bulls. Obviously, like Indiana just does everything better that the Bulls do well. Indiana just does even better. That's just kind of how those teams have been matching up recently. I'll be honest with you. Washington is just not good. Now, the Wizards did beat the Bulls their last encounter in DC. Washington beat them by 18 points. The thing is, all right, guys, you know that's the first thing on the Bulls' mind, though. They just lost to this crappy Wizards team. They're not going to make it 2 in a row against the Wizards, especially with this game being at the United Center in Chicago. I think the Bulls are going to refuse to lose this basketball game, and that's going to be pretty much on the back of Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's been that good. I just want to see Zach LaVine on a contending basketball team, on a team that's trying to win the season. Lakers, just saying, no, they don't. Who are we going to trade the Bulls? Literally nobody. So I don't know, but I just want to see Zach LaVine on a somewhat contending team this season. And Chicago should be able to run up the score here in this game against the Washington Wizards. I don't think the Wizards are able to keep up. Yes, they were able to outscore the Bulls in the first game, and ultimately, again, that's how you beat Chicago, right? You just outscore them. You just got to find a way that you just got to hope Chicago misses shots, and they're not going to play any defense on the other side of the ball, so go ahead. Again, I think Chicago should be fine in this one. I think they're at home. I really don't think they lose back-to-back to Washington. I'll be damned if they do. And also the Wizards have, oh my goodness, so many injuries. All right, let's read them. Rashawn Holmes, questionable for an ankle injury. Alex Sarr, questionable illness. Johnny Davis, questionable illness. Jordan Poole, questionable hip injury. Tristan Vukanic, out ankle injury. Malcolm Brogdon, out foot injury. All right, come on. Chicago's got to win this basketball game, right? I mean, there's something wrong if they don't. Chicago wins, and I think they should cover too, especially with all those injuries. It's in the United Center. Yeah, give me the Bulls to win, and I'll take them to cover the 11.5 points as well. Going on to our final game of the night, it's kind of an anticlimactic one, but here we go. The Brooklyn Nets go to Denver to take on the Denver Nuggets. Give me Denver. Yeah, it's not that exciting of a game. I just saw the Nuggets beat the Clippers by 23 points. They should be able to do the same exact thing against a Nets team that is openly just tanking. That's just what's happening. Guys, their 3 best players aren't playing. No, not 3 best. Nick Claxton. Yeah. No Cam Thomas, no Cam Johnson, no D'Angelo Russell, right? Cameron Johnson, ankle injury. D'Angelo Russell, shin injury. Cam Thomas, still out for a while. I guess. I don't know. There's no update on him, but I assume he's not playing. And Bogdanovic still out as well. Yeah, this is just, oh man, it's brutal for the Nets. You've just got so many injuries. And it's a matter of time before Cam Thomas gets moved, and ultimately probably Cameron Johnson as well. The Nets are in no position to try to win. Guys, I'll never forget the efforts the Brooklyn Nets put out for us early in the season, cashing as big underdogs, going to Phoenix and beating the Suns. That was big time. They are not close to that same team anymore. This is a game that Denver gets at home and runs right through them. I don't care who's on the court for the Nuggets. They will decimate this team. I mean, I think Jokic had his test to play, right? Questionable with an illness. Gordon's not playing with a calf injury. I do get a little bit concerned. Hear me out. A little bit concerned. Jokic sees, oh, it's the Nets on the schedule. Don't need to play this one. We can win without him. We can without Jokic. And yeah, the Nuggets still win, but they just kind of get by. Personally, again, that's why I always stay out of these big spreads. It's just like, it's not worth it. 14.5 points. Denver can dominate, and Brooklyn can backdoor cover their way to 14 at the end of the game, and oh, you lose your bet. I hate these types of games. I wouldn't bet it personally. But again, if you force me on a pick, give me Denver, the Nuggets, obviously, to win the game and cover the 14.5 points as well. Folks, that'll do it for our NBA predictions here on January 10th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Folks, thank you all for watching. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.